Hello, everyone. I'm Michelle Cordy. I'm a transformational coach, and I help people, especially women, believe in themselves by teaching them that it's not selfish to put themselves first, that it's necessary because you can't pour from an empty cup. We have to go through many phases in life. One of the phases that I teach in my coaching is from the caterpillar phase into a beautiful soaring butterfly. I help people by guiding them and listening to them and make them feel seen, heard, valued, and supported for who they truly are. Today, I want to talk to you about 10 signs your mental health is struggling. These are in no order of importance, so I just wanted to share that with you. You are holding back, walking on eggshells, doing everything to keep the peace. However, in your brain, you are creating a chaotic mess and causing emotional overload in your body. So, our bodies are always giving us signs. And if you heard me in many of my other videos, if we don't listen to our bodies, we are given the bam moment. And what that means is the universe will knock you on your ass and give you something to think about. Now, either it's, a stomach bug or body aches that you can't, you have to, if you're, calling to work, or something that just makes you sit down and think, and why am I feeling this way? It wants you because you're not listening. Your body's giving you signs and continuously, and you're not listening. You are only holding yourself back and not listening to your body. And also, when you're walking on eggshells for whomever, either in your household or a partnership or with family or friends or coworkers, those are all red flags that you need to ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Why can't I not be my authentic self? Why can I not show up as I am? Why do I feel like I have to wear these masks that I'm wearing around certain people? These are all red flags, and you need to listen to your body. The next one, you are burned out, either from your job, your personal life, you're overgiving, you're not keeping your boundaries and not making strong enough boundaries. So the last couple of videos I've done is talking about boundaries and triggers, and they are on my YouTube channel if you haven't seen them. So if you are burned out and you are just dreading your life, so for instance, going to your job, that is a red flag. You need to ask yourself, why am I doing this to myself? This is not only affecting my mental health, but every aspect of my being. And people pick up your energies, and you have to pay attention to what energies and frequencies that you are emitting, because you are attracting those frequencies that you're putting out to the universe. So when you are feeling burned out, that's all the energy you're going to consume. Is, why am I feeling this way? Well, again, you're not listening to the signs of your body is giving you. Believe me, even though you're really good at something in your life, it doesn't mean you have to do that job for the rest of your life. You're allowed to change as we grow and evolve and we learn from other life lessons and experiences. It is okay to leave a job, even though if you've been there for a really long time. Nowadays, people don't stay in jobs as long as they used to. So please, if you are burned out, please take that as a warning sign, because you don't want to get the bam moment that I just talked about. You can't get yourself out of bed. You're calling in sick more times when you really need a mental health day or a vacation. This is a red flag that you need to find a better role as it affecting all aspects of your life. So I can attest to this about being able not get out of bed. So I was in a career transition for quite a while, and I was going to a great group for job professionals like myself who had lost their jobs and was in career transition. And at the point of my life when I was feeling confused and lost, that was the only, lack of a better word, hope that I was feeling. These meetings would come up, and there were days when I didn't feel like getting out of bed, even for those meetings, to go and be around like-minded people who had lost their jobs and to collaborate with other people. And so that was a red flag for me. Why am I not getting myself even out of bed for something that is even at the moment making me happy? So if you are also doing this for when you're in a role that you're unhappy in, you need to ask yourself, why do I keep calling in sick? Is this more than a sickness? Is it, mental health that's affecting you, that you need to find another role, because life is way too short to be unhappy. And we are at our jobs for such a long time. And that's why I can't stress enough is you need to find a role that lights you up and brings a huge smile to your face that you enjoy going to. Now, I know every day is different and it doesn't have to, if we're lucky enough, we can find that role for us. And it does take time, believe me. We, again, are on a soul mission, having a human experience. This human experience isn't easy. However, you can make it easier on you when you listen to your body and pay attention to all these red flags. Because, again, it's affecting all being, especially your mental health. And you are worth it. You are worth investing in yourself. Invest in coach like myself. I've been in career transition. I no longer really help people along that path, but I do help people find what lights them up. It really truly makes a difference. You have a feeling that something or most of what you are seeing isn't true reality of the world. However, you can't explain it. When you try and explain it, people call you crazy and you think you have lost your mind. Therefore, you shut down. I have talked about when you have your spiritual awakening, you realize that there's more to life than what you're seeing. And you cannot explain this to other people. And it's very frustrating, to say the least, because you realize that a lot of what we've been told, if not everything, has been a lie. Just like people don't know that we're souls having a human experience. I'm not planting seeds into your beliefs. This is what I believe. And I'm not alone, because when I, awoken out of my slumber, there's a lot of like-minded souls like myself. I feel the biggest thing that you need to do is believe in your intuition, believe in yourself, trust in yourself. If you feel, and I know there's ways that you can't explain, just keep trusting in yourself, because I'm praying the world will find out all the truth, hopefully sooner than later. I've been on this journey for quite a while, and it's been very frustrating knowing that we've been lied to about so many different things. However, I want you to know that you're not alone if you are feeling off, so to speak, that you don't belong in certain areas in your life, and you're just finding that you're just lost, and it's okay. You're not going crazy. Believe me, you are not. And don't allow people to tell you that either. I'm happy to talk more in depth to anyone. Just reach out. You have to have hard conversations with people and speak your truth. However, you don't want to hurt people to cause them discomfort. The only discomfort is you are not being true to you. Again, these have been a couple of my latest videos too, is speaking your truth and having the hard conversations. I have been doing so lately. It has been hard. However, it's been very rewarding. It's been as if these conversations have been weighted upon my shoulders for so long. And then when I finally had them, it's just been lifted off my shoulders. And it's freeing. Honestly, it's very freeing. And it is easy to have conversations with anyone, but also I feel that some people are very defensive and they don't have the right mindset when they have any conversations, because if it could be from their upbringing, or it could be from limiting beliefs that were placed either upon them or limiting beliefs that they placed upon themselves. And we have to unlearn and relearn the different patterns that we have placed upon ourselves in order to and tell ourselves, this is not mine. I release everything that I'm feeling, that I do not, this energy does not belong to me anymore. I'm releasing, I'm healing, and I'm going to let this go. So I cannot stress to you, if you are on the fence of having hard conversations with people, it feels so much better when you do have the conversations. Don't be afraid to speak your truth, because you are trying to become your authentic self, because we've been so buried and programmed for such a long time. And it is very rewarding once you start healing and just finding the true person that has always been there. You are doing everything you can to avoid going inward to heal. You rather sit with your shit and blame everyone else for the way you feel. Again, a healing journey is not easy. It also, you don't heal and that's it. You're done. No, you are always healing until we leave this earth plane. There are always life lessons. There are always learning. There are always growth. We're always leveling up, so to speak, through our consciousness as we learn our life lessons. If you're avoiding healing, that's on you. It does take a lot of inner work. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. It's very hard. And you have to stem back all the way to childhood. That's a lot that's we've been instilled upon, and our parents were instilled upon from their parents, and it's generational and it's bloodline. You may, and I feel like I am, be the person. No, it stops here. I'm no longer. I'm in the ancestral line saying it stops with me. It's not going anywhere else. I'm not going to allow whatever in my bloodline to continue. I can't stress enough how important it is to heal from everything that you've gone through. You have to forgive, but forgiving does not mean you forget. Healing has been a huge blessing in my life the last 2+ years. I would say more so than ever. I have been feeling that I've always been on some type of healing journey, but it's been very impactful the 2+ years. This one was a real big, when I was going through depression, this was a big one for me. When people ask you, how are you doing? You say, fine, with a big smile. However, someone like me who picks up on your energy asks you again, how are you really doing? You either burst into tears or you fake it even more. Remember, you are not alone. There are people like myself who want to help you. I know trust is huge issue with people. It is for me. However, you can tell from my videos, I'm very authentic. I want people to feel seen, heard, valued, supported for who they are, and I'm safe and trustworthy person to talk to. And I'm sure a lot of my connections can comment on this. And I want to share with you. I often get told that when people have conversations from me, from the start, I pick up on their energy and I just have open conversations. And again, everything stays with me. In these conversations at the end, I can feel people's energy shift. And I often get told, Michelle, I am so glad I reached out to you. Believe me, I know it's hard to reach out to people. I've been there, I've done that. But let me get back to the point I was just making. When people ask you how you're doing, and you say, I'm fine, and know deep down inside that you are crumbling, that you want to break into tears, if someone you feel that is genuinely asking you how you are doing, and you feel enough, you want to open up to them, it's your intuition. It's your intuition guiding you that this person is the answer to your prayers. If you don't feel comfortable opening up to someone, again, it's your intuition, and you should trust it. This was really hard for me to open up to people because I said trust is really hard for me. But you do find, like many people, such as myself, who just want to feel seen, heard, valued, and supported. And it's taken me a while to find these people. And I'm so blessed for the soulful connections I have in my life. So I want you to know that you are not alone because it's hard to feel alone in this world. But remember, you are never alone. And I'm happy to have a conversation with you. You are asking God, universe, to just take you. You want to be with past loved ones instead of being here on earth, and you're thinking suicidal thoughts. That was me at one point. My mental health was so in the trenches, especially when I had lost my job of 9 years in marketing. It was a reconstruction, so it wasn't anything that had nothing to do with me. But you can't take it, you take it personally too. And that's never happened to me. I was never let go from a job before either. And I was already dealing with depression. My dad was in a nursing home after having 2 strokes, and he was just living day by day and existing. He wasn't trying to better himself and just gave up on his life. So there was a lot of things going in my life at that time. After my dad passed, and I was still in the trenches of this depression, because this was in 2017. I lost it in April of 2017 when I lost my job. My dad passed in November 2017. And I remember asking God, just take me. I want to be with my dad because I was so freaking lost. Everything that I just spoke about so far was affecting my mental health. And once I found my next job, it wasn't aligned with who I was. I really had a tough time going to work and I was thinking suicidal thoughts. However, I pulled myself out of that and I'm grateful that I didn't give up on me because you have to be your own best friend and cheerleader. I often tell myself that I'm proud of you. I love you. I can be very hard on myself. You know, there's things that I struggle with, especially self-image, and I'm working on all this again, healing from everything that I've been, things that passed on along to me and said to me and way back into childhoods and so forth, and streaming through my entire adult. And I need to let shit go, and it's hard when, again, I talk about you have to relearn our patterns and programming and unlearn these and say things to yourself like, this is not mine to keep anymore, release this. I, again, tell myself wonderful things about myself, but there are days when I get a little frustrated. So, and we're always a work in progress. I'm not a mental health, professional. It's just I'm just putting things out that I have experienced in my life. Please reach out to someone professional. If you're thinking suicidal thoughts, I would never go through with that. I want to stress that, but just the thinking of it, it just saddens me that I was feeling that low in my life at one point. But I've dug myself out and I'm very proud of myself. I'm still a work in progress on my healing journey. And again, I always will be, but you can turn your life around if you're feeling super low. I want to let you know that. I believe in you and you need to believe in yourself too. Are you struggling with your inner critic? You don't know if you should laugh or cry, and your emotions are screaming, I just want to be released. This is stuck and stagnant energy within you. And whatever you have to do to release it, whether you need to scream, you need to cry. A good cry is very freeing. Don't be afraid to cry. You know a great place to cry is? In the shower. When water is already consuming you. Water is so healing. I don't know if you feel that, but I feel that. Now, if you like to take baths, it's okay to have a good cry there. Wherever you feel comfortable having a good cry, you need to release that stuck and stagnant energy within you. Your body is just screaming like, I can't take this anymore because your pent up emotions in you is weighing you down. and it's causing physical pain within your body. And if you don't deal with your emotions, you'll keep on getting the bam moments. Your body will keep giving you signs. You need to pay attention. Again, I'm a work in progress, but I really have stopped the negative self-talk quite a while. I do get hard on myself and sometimes. However, I reword things. I am working out, trying to get stronger. I'm trying to make healthier food choices, although I love food. I love sweets. And I'm not going to beat myself up for any of the things that I do have because fuel is energy, but we need to be cognizant of what we're putting in our bodies, and not just only food, but also the way we're talking to ourselves, what we're consuming either on, TV or social media from other people. We pick up on other people's energies. For me, a highly sensitive empath, when I'm in large spaces, it's hard. When you're dealing with your inner critic, ask yourself, is this true? Is this mine or is this someone else's that has been relayed to me? Release it. Release it anyway. Tell yourself, have a conversation with yourself. If you're uncomfortable having a conversation with yourself, journal, write yourself a letter, write a letter to someone else, whomever is consuming your energy. You don't have to give it to them. You can tear it up. You can burn it in a fire pit. Do whatever you do to release the energy. Believe me, it is very freeing. Are you feeling lost? Not finding joy with anything in life? Are you allowing your past to define you? These are all red flags. It's not an easy journey, this life experience. But again, we're here to evolve our souls. I don't believe there is good and bad. There are always life lessons. I shared a post the other day about GPS. It always, it doesn't say you made a mistake. It says recalculating route. There are mistakes in life, not mistakes. You need to believe in yourself. This is why I created door number 1 in my transformational coaching program, and that is depression. I pulled myself out of depression. And if you were going through anything that I spoke about that is affecting your mental health, I'm happy to help you with door number 1. I don't want you to be afraid to reach out to me. And if you do not want to continue after having a conversation, my consultation is free. A 30-minute conversation, I would be happy to have one with you. Again, I'm not a mental health expert, but I've been through so much so far in my life. I'm only here to help people with life lessons that I've experienced. I'm an expert in that because it's my life and I've lived it. We are here to wake up each day as each day is a gift. We're here to experience all the beauty in and around us. And I want you to live a life where you are thriving, not just surviving. If you need help with anything that I spoke about, please reach out. I want you to believe in yourself. But most importantly, I want you to love yourself for who you are. Make it a great day.
One thing that I've added to my new website is 5 doors of transformation. So what door will you walk through? What door are you going to knock on? Is it number 1? Depression? Been there, done that. And if you are in the trenches and just feeling lonely and just feel like you have been buried in a ditch and you're trying to unbury yourself and you're dealing with your shadow side and you're trying to find the light, that's door number 1. Let's talk. Door number 2, divorce. If you have been thinking about your relationship with your partner and you are unsure of the next steps, if you're unhappy, you don't know what to do next, let's talk, because I went through a divorce and it's not easy. It's not easy. However, you will get through it and you will find ways to bring yourself joy and things that light you up, just like I have. So let's talk. Number 3, awakening. Are you going through your spiritual awakening? Don't think you're going crazy, because you're not. Are you realizing that there's more to what you're seeing in the world? The illusions? Yes, there's so much that we have been told that's a lie, and that we are here on a soul journey, having a human experience. And I'd love to share with you more about that. So reach out. 4, self-love. Do you always put others before yourself? You can't pour from an empty cup. My big belief is you can't pour from an empty cup. There's so many people, especially women out there, who just give and give and give, and they don't know how to receive because we're such givers from the heart, and that's what we feel like we have to do. But you have to put yourself first. It's not selfish. Let's talk. And number 5, leadership. Are you the glue that holds the company together? Are you always the person behind the scenes? Are you always asked to do additional projects without the pay? Let's talk. Been there, done that. Thanks for taking a look, and I hope you book a discovery call with me. Take care.